What's up, guys? Farzin Vasugan here with you for this halftime live stream, our first halftime live stream of the regular season. And the Chiefs currently leading the Ravens 13-10 in a pretty close game so far. A touchdown apiece, 2 field goals for the Chiefs, and Ravens could have had 2 field goals, but Tucker missed on that long one there. Kind of an interesting first half when you look at the Chiefs defense. And if you look at time of possession, too, for the Baltimore Ravens, they've been on the field far more than the Chiefs have, yet they're not able to produce as much as they really should. The Ravens have had the football for 19 minutes and 28 seconds, the Chiefs for 10 minutes and 32 seconds. That, I think, is the big storyline of the first half right there. The time of possession heavily in favor of the Ravens, and teams did this all last year to the Chiefs, and it failed miserably, of course, more times than not. Even though the Ravens are dominating time of possession, they're not even winning this game right now. All of the options that they're trying to do, trying to trick the Chiefs on defense, all these things, not working at all. Chiefs are not having any of it. Chiefs are actually playing great. I think the Chiefs offense, especially on that interception that Mahomes threw, you don't do any favors for your defense, especially when the defense caught a nice break there with Tucker's field goal miss, and then you go throw an interception and the defense comes right back up. The defense is gassed, but they are not letting the Ravens get into the end zone on those last few drives there, and that was huge. Leo Chenal, to me, that dude is the MVP of the first half. Forget like the deflection, that was huge, because if he does not do that right there, the Ravens are taking a 14-13 lead going into halftime. Instead, it's a Chiefs 3-point lead. That is a huge momentum swing right there. That right there could have really changed the direction of even though the Chiefs are getting the football to start the second half, could have still been a big part of the halftime discussion. So, and by the way, aside from that pass deflection, I think Leo Chenal is having a really low-key good first half. I've been telling you guys all offseason, I'm excited for this kid. I mean, this is a guy that's filling in for Willie Gay's role because Willie Gay's moved on to New Orleans, and I think he's doing a great job right now. I think he might be the MVP of that first half. I know we don't do first half MVPs, but if you will, I really liked what I saw from him in that first half. So, love what I saw from the Chiefs defense in general. Outside of that first drive, here's the thing about that first drive too. I mean, Watson or who was it? Watson McDuffie. I can't remember who it was. I think it was Watson with the pass interference. I mean, just a light touch there. They're going to call that. You don't do that right there. If you're just a little smarter about that, because that wasn't even a catchable ball. Not saying the flag should not have been thrown, but Zay Flowers was not even in a good position to make a play on that ball. It was in the area, so I still think the penalty was right. But man, I just feel like if you don't commit that penalty, the Ravens don't have a touchdown in this game. So if the Chiefs can make those adjustments, and I've said many times in the past, Andy Reid, Steve Spagnuolo, they are the best when it comes to making adjustments. And I certainly expect that. Yeah, there was a comment here that said that Worthy and Rice looking really good. Yeah, I love what I saw from Worthy and Rice. I feel like the Chiefs kind of moved away from that in the first half. I'd like to see them kind of return to that. Rashee Rice looked really good in that first half. Rashee Rice looked like a number 1 wide receiver in that first half right there. So if they can get more of that from Rashee Rice, and I just lost my my ESPN box score there. So I'll just have to use this computer instead. But when you look at the first half, what Rashee Rice did, I mean, he looked like a true number 1 receiver. Like the guy's been in the league a few years. He's only played 1 year in the league. So if the Chiefs can utilize him more, because I feel like the Chiefs really moved away from that, and I want to see more of that. 4 catches for 47 yards. Travis Kelce only had a couple of catches in this first half. Isaiah Pacheco, man, and by the way, the drops, if we're being completely honest, they haven't gone away completely. That definitely needs to be better. If Travis Kelce catches that, what was it? I think a 2nd and 5 pass thrown his way, man, that's a first down, and you're probably on your way to a touchdown there. Juju Smith-Schuster, yeah, kind of a tough play there on his way down, but you still got to make that play. And then Isaiah Pacheco had one as well, near the sidelines that could have easily gotten him either the first down or close to the first down. I just feel like that Chiefs offense, they're there. They definitely look better than last year, 100%. I don't think that's up for debate. Yeah, it's only one half, but I still think in that one half they look more poised, more focused, better than before. But just got to nullify those drops. You had a couple of those in the first half, 3 of them to be exact. The rushing, yeah, Isaiah Pacheco has not looked very good. I will say this: I'm actually really surprised the Ravens moved away from running the football near the end of the second half. And I'm not talking those last couple of plays right there because I know they were out of timeouts, but before that is what I'm talking about. It just felt like the Ravens really got into a rhythm with running the football. And the fact that they weren't doing more of that was a little bit of a surprise to me. One big surprise from the defense is the amount of space they're giving Lamar Jackson. There's no QB spy, and I know you only have 11 players on defense, so how do you adjust that? And I think that's for Spags to figure out right now. You got the linebackers to do it. I think Drew Tranquill, Nick Bolton, they're good linebackers to do that kind of thing, but they're kind of having to move around, and they're trying to defend these receivers, not let them go for big plays. I saw them throw to that. I can't remember if it was the fullback or the tight end where Karlaftis was going after him. Well, if he didn't, Karlaftis was going to get blocked, and Lamar was going to go for a big gain there. So I think in general, the Chiefs defense, all things considered, considering that the Ravens were on the field double the amount of time the Chiefs were, that's a pretty strong showing from the Chiefs defense. I mean, this Chiefs defense, yeah, they've had a couple moments here in the first half that weren't looking good, but they're not letting Baltimore light up the scoreboard, which I think is very important. You look at the total penalties as well. I know that's going to be a pretty big deal. Baltimore has 5 penalties. Feels like they have much more than that, whereas the Chiefs have 3. So surely, I'm sure the conspiracy theorists are going to be out in full force with the penalty numbers because that's going to be a big deal to them after this one. So listen, I think the Chiefs are right there offensively. Just got to nullify those drops and got to focus. If they don't have those drops, they've got at least another touchdown. I think in terms of the touchdown Rice had, yeah, that was pretty cool. You definitely want to be able to score on non-trick plays either. You look at if you guys watched America's game last night, Chris Jones and Spags, they were talking to the defense mic'd up saying, hey, they're having to score on us in the Super Bowl using a trick play. Not that there's anything wrong with it. Hey, get into the end zone however you can get to the end zone, but you're not going to be running that every single time. So the Chiefs offense does need to get into a rhythm, kind of what we saw in the preseason. Yeah, limited snaps and all, but still, we saw this Chiefs offense, be able to move the ball, but not able to get into the end zone ultimately. Again, I know that's just a preseason, but we're kind of seeing a little bit of that in this football game. So I'd like to see this Chiefs defense come out of the gate with a touchdown on the opening drive right there. That'd be huge. Go out there and get a 10-score lead to start the second half. That'd be huge. Yeah, Juju, he's got to make that. And I know that was a tough play for him coming down, but you still got to do that. McDuffie and Reed, yeah, and I've said this many times. I think Justin Reed is really underappreciated here in Kansas City. As far as McDuffie goes, yeah, he had that one moment where he was burned by Zay Flowers, but man, he has really stepped it up since that first drive of the game. I feel like, and again, I think it was Watson who interfered. If you don't do that, you probably get the football away. You get the football back, and you don't let Baltimore score on that drive there. So I really hope they can find ways to be better about that kind of thing. Listen, again, all things considered, for those tuning in late, the Ravens have been dominating the first half when it comes to time of possession. This is something a lot of teams did to the Chiefs last year, and more times than not, it did not work. So hopefully the Chiefs can be much better about that, especially, the turnover there from Patrick Mahomes. That never helps either, especially when you're getting your defense who's gassed back out on the field. And the Ravens, 0 for 1 on 4th down, 4 for 7 on 3rd down, which isn't terrible. But considering you've had the ball for almost 19 and a half minutes, you should have more than 10 points, definitely more than your opponents, because the Chiefs have only had the ball, for 10 minutes and 32 seconds. Yeah, definitely got to be better than that. And fortunately, the Chiefs defense, they've been pretty strong in this one, not allowing the Ravens to do whatever they wanted on those last few plays right before halftime. And again, that Leo Chenal deflection, that was probably the difference maker in that first half ultimately. All right, I'm going to get out of here. Second half starting up real soon. Reminder, come back after the game. We will be doing our post-game live stream. We will be doing the Chiefs Zone podcast live. Phone calls will be open, so you guys can call into the podcast after the game. And by the way, the numbers are up on all of our social media. So I appreciate all of you guys who are sharing all these videos, commenting, liking, reacting, all that stuff. That really helps out the social media, the podcast, all of that stuff. So again, a reminder, I know we started the game late, but hey, I'll do the post game live stream for however long it takes. I definitely want to hear from all of you guys, regardless of the outcome. So let's do it. Let's talk after the game. I'm Farzin Vousoughian. I'm out. Enjoy the rest of the game.